Glad I'm not annoying. Ever. If you've ever been to Disney World, then you probably know that some people do some very annoying things while they're on vacation. And you're supposed to be on vacation having fun, not being annoying. I think they just don't know any better, or they just don't listen to the rules, or just don't want to follow them. I'm not sure which one. So, if you have been to Disney World, then you already know some of the things I'm about to talk about. If you haven't been to Disney World, please don't do any of the things I'm about to talk about. If you have been to Disney World and you do some of the things I'm about to talk about, oh, okay. One of the most annoying things that I've seen at Disney World is when people try to force scared little children onto scary rides or onto any ride against their will. This doesn't make any sense, you guys. Listen, if you have a child that is utterly scared and already in tears before you've even gotten in the line for this ride, do not force them to go get on the ride. It happens all the time. And the child is screaming and throwing themselves on the floor, and it just seems like a whole kidnapping scene, but they're really just trying to make them go onto a ride. Is it really worth it? Is it really worth getting into this line and having the child scream at the top of their lungs and cry and be scared out of their mind for them to ride this ride that you are just so sure they're going to love? There are single rider lines on some rides, and these are fabulous for people who either are by themselves or have broken away from their party and want to just ride by themselves. You can get in that single rider line, and most of the time there's almost no wait. This is also good for families who don't care if they get split up and they just want to make the ride time shorter. They don't mind going in separate vehicles or not going all together on the ride. Single rider line all the way. What's annoying is when a family gets in the single rider line, gets to the front of the line, and then gets upset and throws a fit with the cast member because their family's not going to all sit together. Listen, it's a single rider line because it's for a single person to ride. See how that works? So don't go in the single rider line if you assume that your family is going to get to sit all together, because that's not what it's for. People cutting in line or saving spots in line for their entire party. I hear cast members basically telling you your whole party needs to be together in line already. That means you can't send Uncle Joe and Aunt Sarah up to the head of the line at, I don't know, Toy Story Midway Mania and expect that when they get to the front that you're going to bypass the other 5,000 people behind them to get to the front. You can't send somebody or be that person that goes to the front of the line and then text message or yell for the rest of your party and expect them to be able to get through all of those people, get to the front of the line so that they don't have to wait. I've seen people break out in fights because of that. Maybe it wasn't fist fights, but it's yelling, screaming, name calling. Nobody wants to hear that while you're on vacation. I'm just warning you. Let's keep the peace, people. Okay, this next one, I have to admit I did this a long time ago. Apparently I did this more often than I think because I found like old pictures from when I was still like in school, like high school or junior high, where I'd taken pictures on dark rides using flash photography. Now, if you pay attention on these dark rides, they will actually tell you no flash photography. And yet there's at least always that one person that insists on doing flash photography, and they happen to be sitting right here behind you. And so every time you get ready to look at something, you turn and there's a flash bulb in your eye, and then you're blinded. You can't even see the rest of the ride. You don't even know if you ever found Johnny Depp at the end of Pirates of the Caribbean or not, because you can't see anymore. Didn't even get to see your hitchhiking ghost at the end of Haunted Mansion because your eyes are still trying to adjust from all of the flash of the people next to you. Just don't do it. If you go to a show that's in a theater, you will hear the cast members directing you to enter the theater, pick a row, and go all the way to the end of that row. Every single time that I've ever been to any show that you go into and you have to pick a row and go all the way to the end of that row, I don't think I've ever had a time when the person in front of us followed that rule. They stopped in the middle of the row, trying to find prime seating right in the middle of the section, and then either the people behind them are saying, hey, please get up and move, or we all have to walk over them because they refuse to move. That's really annoying. When they ask you to move all the way down to the end of the row, they mean to move all the way down to the end of the row. So if you don't want to be, say, at the very end of the row, calculate that. Let other people in front of you so that you can try to get to the middle. Don't know that that's going to work, but when you're in the front, you've got to go all the way to the end of the row. Did I mention that you go all the way to the end of the row? I wish I could say they had some special little Disney World jail where they take all the offenders and line them up and like give them a timeout. Maybe take away a fast pass. That's an idea. But that's not going to happen, let's be honest. But let's just all follow the rules, okay? Because they're meant for everyone, not just everyone else except you. I still go to Disney World. I expect some of these things to continue to happen. It really doesn't bother me anymore because I'm there to have a good time. I can overlook all of that and keep going and have a good time on my vacation. But for some of you newbies that maybe have never been or only been once or twice and you thought you hated it because some of these things happened, just keep in mind, your vacation is what you make it. So have a good attitude, follow some rules, don't be annoying, and you're going to have a magical time. Please take a moment to subscribe to my channel and don't forget to check out my blog at alldaydisney.com. I'm going to go plan to not be annoying. See you real soon. Very first time I've ever went, because that's not what it, line to get to the front. My battery is running out. Cross your fingers, people. Okay, where was I? Don't remember. You can't go with your one, but I'm not bitter. Do you think that's really going to be enjoyable? No, and it's also going to leave a bad memory of Disney World in their brain. They're never going to want to come back. And then when you want to come back, and they don't want to come back, that's going to cause some crazy family feud. And then when they get older, they'll, I don't know, not send you a Christmas card. I kind of think how do I forget what I'm saying in the middle of saying it?